Good afternoon, friends! We finally hit 100,000 subscribers yesterday. In this video, I'm going to thank you, as well as maybe offer some comments that were on my mind. First of all, this is not an empty thank you. I want to mention a couple of things. I went through many periods of depression and anxiety and difficulty in my life. I learned, one of the greatest lessons I learned was the value of gratitude. In fact, my personal daily prayer is focused, one of the principles it's focused around is expressing and thinking of my gratitude. One of the most surprising things about starting this YouTube channel is how grateful I've been because of the subscribers. I've never been, I think, so grateful in my life before. I am truly grateful to all of you. First of all, I'm obviously grateful for the subscribers who followed the channel because they were interested in it and just helped the channel sort of by being there. But I'm particularly grateful to the subscribers who've commented, liked the videos, who've told their family about it, who've told their friends. I get surprised sometimes when I get consultations to learn that there are people who follow the channel whose names I don't recognize and who aren't comments that I saw often, who are stalwarts of the channel, champions of the channel, who tell others about the channel and are really quite a bit responsible for its growth. There are a lot of you silent subscribers who I don't necessarily know your names who did this, and I want you to know I'm very grateful for it. I think this is the main driving mechanism for the growth of my channel. It's because of you guys, and I'm very grateful. But more importantly, I wanted to point out these subscribers who've been commenting for a long time, commenting consistently, not just to help with the algorithm. Some of these subscribers have been commenting in defense of me in other places, or commenting to cheer me up, or commenting to encourage me when videos don't do well. These subscribers have made a world of difference in my life in the last 2 years. They have made me able to make this channel. You see, I really believe our minds, most of us, and particularly mine, are biased towards the negative salient elements of our life. So a negative comment, which there are many on YouTube, really harms somebody more than a positive comment. For these subscribers, the loyal long-term subscribers, like maybe I'll mention some off the top of my head, like Matt Epton, like Randy, like Stone, like my friend the Roadrunner, like Hip Azen, like F Google, but there's many other subscribers and I don't want to miss the names because there's at least maybe 3 dozen or 4 dozen people whose names I recognize who've been supporting me consistently like this for a long time. Morning Iron, there's so many other people. I am deeply grateful to all of you. When I meet you one day, I will thank you in person. Truly, I'm very grateful. And for the other subscribers that may not have known that I really do appreciate those kind of comments, I really do. And if I don't recognize your name yet when you comment on the channel, if you continue to, I will eventually. And I'll always check in with you, see how you're doing, and of course, take your comments also more seriously because I very seriously consider the comments of these long-term subscribers about the nature of my content. I also want to mention that I've been able to meet some subscribers in person. Living in California. I guess there are a lot of subscribers living in California as well. And most of these subscribers are also people who have never messaged me before or never commented. But when I met them, we immediately had great encounters. This is a really interesting thing about YouTube. It seems to be, you know, there's a principle in life that like attracts like. It seems to be on YouTube, right? Like really attracts like. There's a scale element to it. And so even if you're a very unusual, maybe weird person like myself, you can find other people that think like you, that are maybe introspective, that have thought about similar comments. I mean, sometimes when I read the comments on the videos, I get shocked by how similar many of us are. I think I've seen this in the people I've met in person as well, but I've certainly learned this in my conversations with people that I've met on the channel but haven't met in person. I've actually developed some friends that I haven't met yet, but some friends that are more similar to me than many other people I've met throughout my life. So this is another beautiful thing about YouTube. It gets you to meet people that are similar to you, that you would have never met otherwise. Like sort of attracts like, and I feel very much in common. I feel like I have a lot in common with the majority of my subscribers. Another thing I want to thank the subscribers for is when you tell me about something that the channel has done that may have helped you in life. For example, a couple of days ago, I received some of the most beautiful messages I ever received about someone who was trying to quit marijuana for a long time and finally succeeded. I've received similar comments from people trying to get over addiction and find other common addictions like opiates or alcoholism and finally been able to. I've received comments about people curing their anhedonia or anxiety or getting relief from anxiety or depression. Also, even the comment, especially, although my channel is limited to people 18 plus, sometimes I receive direct messages from teenagers who are able to avoid poor life choices thanks to the channel. These comments that you send me, I don't know if you guys realize how much they really mean to me. This is way more valuable to me than making money. It really is the principal goal of my channel, is to help others avoid the mistakes that I've made. The other goal is to learn together, and that's why I'm so into the democratization of knowledge. And that's why I have my how to research video. I love that element of being on YouTube, learning from each other and having a common sort of society. That's why I started the subreddit, The Long Lived. But I'm not there enough, and I don't know how active the community is. Maybe it needs to be moved somewhere else one day. I don't know, we'll think about that later. But the point is, I'm very grateful to you, the subscribers. You guys you made my day so many times with your comments in the last 2 years. And I'm just so grateful to have developed the relationships that I have with you guys. Second, I wanted to thank 2 other people who have been on YouTube for a while. The first is Boston Lloyd. I've known Boston for a few years online. I originally started emailing him years ago asking about his experiences with different drugs. And he was always very humble and very kind to me, very responsive, didn't want money, didn't know me, didn't have anything to gain from me, but was always like that. And I encourage you other subscribers who are fans of the Boston podcast to message him, or to email him specifically. He's very responsive and a wonderful guy. That's how I got to know him. I knew him before, but when I started my own podcast, initially I was on YouTube working with another gentleman who Boston had ethical qualms with. But when I made my own channel, Boston was my first podcast guest. He was the first person willing to come on my channel when it had no subscribers. In fact, if you watch Boston, he usually goes on other channels. If he goes on someone else's channel, it's usually a small channel. He does it because he wants to help other people out. He did that for me, but he also later on chose against his own welfare. Basically, he had a situation in which some other channel was sort of basically encouraging and making him choose between me and the other channel. And the other channel was way more useful for Boston's career. But he chose to stay with me because he thought that I didn't do anything wrong, and the other channel was sort of doing something wrong to me. Boston is a loyal friend. He really did it in real life. He chose against his own welfare for me. He's a large reason why this channel succeeded. Although the content I make with Boston isn't the same kind of content I make with the rest of the channel, his consistent support, his willingness to stick up for the little guy, his willingness to choose others over himself, all these beautiful ethical qualities are some of the main reasons my channel still exists, and some of the main reasons I was resilient through those early difficult times. The second person I wanted to mention is Derek from More Plates, More Dates. Derek, I mean, if you guys knew how much time and effort Derek put into helping me, for no reason. I mean, initially I had barely any subscribers. He, I think, liked my channel and wanted just good for me. In fact, I think Derek and his group of friends have a tradition of helping each other out. They seem to have really, really good morals. There was a guy named Chris from a channel called Good Looking Loser who also helped Derek. And Derek has continued the tradition in helping others. He spent a lot of time encouraging me, not just about how to create my videos. See, one of the most difficult things when you're on YouTube is knowing the algorithm, knowing how the algorithm functions. As someone who doesn't, even I used to watch YouTube a lot, but I never understood anything about it. I didn't know why people put clickbait titles. They annoyed me. It's not about the clickbait and that stuff only. I'm talking about how to structure your video, the beginning to the end, how much detail to go into, which topics to cover, how to, these kind of very important things that make or break a channel. I would have never learned if Derek didn't selflessly talk to me about them at all hours of day for at least the last year. But in addition to that constructive, useful advice Derek would give me, he would give me the kind of advice that would encourage me to be resilient and to keep trying and to think that my channel may have value to others, or I may be able to present information in a way that's valuable to others. This encouragement made the world of difference to me this year. I can say for sure that without Derek, I would not be at 100,000 subscribers. I would probably not be at 50,000 subscribers. And I would be honestly, I would be much less happy. I would believe in myself less. I mean, he really made a difference in my life. So Derek, I just wanted to thank you very much. It means the world to me what you did. I have more people to thank. I really want to talk about my wife as well, but I think I'm going to make an Instagram post on it so this video doesn't get too emotional. The point is, before I end, I want to leave you guys with one thing. See, I was just like you guys. I was a person that watches YouTube to learn and for entertainment and so on. I was not a YouTuber. I had a blog, but it didn't have many readers. They were mostly my friends. And I had some useful knowledge. I knew that. And oftentimes throughout my life, my friends would ask for my advice and so on. But I never thought that I would be somebody that should have a YouTube channel, or that more importantly would potentially succeed on YouTube. I never thought so. I want to encourage you subscribers that are interested in living a life where you do what you like to do. If you like to learn or teach or discuss and learn together, YouTube may be for you. You might be nervous about being on camera, talking to a camera, being awkward. You might not believe in yourself. You may not believe that others may want to watch you. You may know you have some value to provide, but not believe in yourself. If you're one of these people, try it. You have nothing to lose but failure, and failure is just an indication of you trying to succeed. And let me give you two useful points here. The two biggest difficulties with starting a YouTube channel are beginning. When you begin and no one knows your channel, you have to like comment on other people's channels or do something like that for people to see your channel. That's the biggest difficulty initially. The second biggest difficulty is knowing how to structure your videos to make the algorithm not hate you. And I can talk a lot about the algorithm in a different video in the future, but here what I wanted to say is, so there's knowing people and knowing information. These two things can make your channel, to make the world of difference in your channel's success. You know me now. I don't know all of you, but I know many of you, and in particular many of you that are the most potentially the people that would start a YouTube channel. So I want you guys to know, you already know me. If you start a channel that's informative, especially if it's not repeating what other channels do, if you introduce some kind of new stuff, I would love to advertise your channel, to introduce it to other people on my channel. If you're providing quality information, that's something new. I would love to help you. And to be honest with you, if you're a long-time subscriber, even if it's not informative, I'd still love to advertise your channel. But more importantly, if you're very serious about this and you do start a channel, I'd love to be able to return the favor that others gave to me, which is to slowly offer you some kind of pieces of advice that may help you achieve your goal within your framework. Like you guys see how I have clickbait titles now, my thumbnails are like a certain way, and I've structured my videos, but I still do the content that I like to do. You can do a similar thing like that. All you need is somebody to put it into perspective for you. Somebody to give you these nuggets of advice and information which can really make the world of difference. And if I knew this information when I first started, it could have been even faster. So I wanted you guys to know, as the subscribers of the channel, that you guys are welcome to contact me if you want to start your own channel. Especially if you're providing, even if I don't know you, if the information that's not recycled on YouTube, and especially if you cite your sources and it's interesting or useful, I would love to help. And if I do know you, I would love to help also with advice. Please feel free to reach out to me. The more of us there are that are doing this, the better. And I would love to help others experience what I experienced, which was a life-changing year. Thank you so much, friends. I look forward to the next 100,000 with you.